It's the weekend, ain't got a care in the world. Opening up bottles with my girls. It's time to get right. It's time to get right. We gon' be the ones with our hands in the air, looking great, feeling good. Interrupt, I'm wishing that you would get right. It's time to get right. It's been a long week. Boston made me mad. Boyfriend tripping, car didn't have no gas. Other situations, things unexpected.
Welcome to our world, my beautiful people. It is the weekend, and you have definitely chosen the right night to get it right with this fantabulistic couple. We are recording live from the beautiful executive suites of
KWI, that's media.
I messed it up. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
We'd like to thank you so much for tuning in, guys. I'm the host of the show. I'm Erica, and this is my beautiful wife.
And I'm Shantae.
And we are the McDades. Hey, babe.
Hey, girl.
I messed that up, and I
You
hate
did.
when
You
I
try to be funny while you over here trying to look at me. Did, period.
Well, at least I was gonna say it with you. We say it simultaneously.
I was
We'll
up
say
here
it
making
together.
sure I knew what of the intro. I might have to come in before,
One
on the ones and the twos.
on the
threes and
the ones and the twos for the 99-2000.
Nah.
Okay. Anyways, welcome to our show, you guys. Today we'd like to thank y'all so much for tuning in. I hope that everybody had a blessed, wonderful week, just like we have. It was kind of stressful. It was hard on the schedule this week. However, I had a good week. How about you, babe? You had a good week?
I had an okay week. I'm glad I'm on vacation.
I'm glad you're on vacation, but I do.
Ow.
No, let me give you your props. Shantae, do you realize you have not called in from work?
What the shade is
Y'all,
real,
guess
honey.
what? Shantae, I'm gonna pat you on your back,
She's shady.
Shantae, because everybody knows that Shantae will call in a heartbeat for somebody that died 7 times, and she will make sure that she misses a day of work at least once a week. I'm very proud of you, Shantae. You have not called in like in a couple weeks, girl. All right, can we get a hand clap for Shantae, y'all? Can we? Oh, thank you, baby. I'm very proud of you.
You is so
I'm
petty.
glad that you
Don't be
are.
telling my secrets.
But I think the only reason why she did that, you
I'm
guys,
on vacation.
because she on vacation. So it should be a beautiful thing to be off for the next, 7, 10,
Yeah, well, however
12
many
days
days.
Anyway, so we did have a good week. I hope that you guys did too. We try to stay mad at all times, which is staying motivated, dedicated. Sometimes I'm gonna tell you guys, like with this running this business, it's hard sometimes on me. And I feel like this week, I really was kind of ready to give up on a couple of things.
Kind of, girl. You had a whole plan.
However, why? Tell me why. Tell them one reason why.
Because people keep calling in and canceling their appointments.
It is so, you guys, I was
Welcome
gonna.
to life. This is what happens.
It is true.
Just because they call in and cancel don't mean you give up your whole career.
Well,
So I have to come in and
you
reinforce.
see, I'm trying to say.
Here we go. We're going through the same thing again. Here we go.
Okay, but do you know why? Do you understand why? And I know you see it firsthand. You guys, and I almost made a post about this on Facebook. I'm gonna say it now since y'all can see my face and y'all can hear my voice. With small business owners, you guys, some people's jobs consist of making money by the day or by the hour and getting paid at the end of the day, like barbers and stylists. Well, if you don't show up or you don't have enough respect to call people and you just bouncing on a person's schedule, that's money lost for them. And if you get your paycheck and it's $200-300 short, you're pissed. You're calling HR. I don't have no HR I can report to.
No, if it's $200 short,
I'm the HR, so I have to blame
It's
self.
because of me. It's because of self.
It's because of self. So it's hard to not get caught up in the fact that this week I took a $400 loss, all because people can't call when they're supposed to. If a person will call me, I'm gonna have the respect to let you know if it's not last minute.
Right.
I'm gonna let you know 24 hours plus. Hey, we gotta reschedule your appointment. I need the same respect so I can fill that space and still not have a short paycheck at the end of the day or at the end of the week.
I understand,
So
but my
it's
thing
frustrating.
is, it's the same thing every year, though, Erica. We go through this. Number one is holiday season, first of all. Let's start there. We finna go into the Thanksgiving
That's true.
season, then we finna go into Christmas season. A whole lot of people think they got all this money, and they don't.
Oh, because
So then they have to cut
right.
where they feel like necessary. I
Right.
can kind of wait.
That's
and don't
right.
get a haircut this week. I can wait till next week. You know what I'm saying? I might go buy the macaroni for my family. Who
Yeah,
knows?
right.
I would
Okay,
like that,
that's
but you
good.
have to prepare. And look at this food. Look at that pig.
Did you just stop dead in your tracks to say, what mother was still walking in the building.
That was a fat girl to me. I'm sorry.
Fat girl mode. Like, we hungry, man. We need to eat after
Sorry.
Yeah, but what were you
But
saying?
I mean, but that's just what happens or whatever.
How lady?
So, I mean, it's just people just cut where they feel like it's necessary. But just because they do that, and I understand you want people to respect your time and respect
That's
your
real.
schedule and stuff like that, that don't mean you have to give up your career and your passion. You just have to kind of sit down and reevaluate.
I do.
Like I told you, you're really lax, Barbara, to be honest.
I'm lax because let me tell you something. It's just like, I want to give an example. I contacted one of my clients that did not come to bring her son to a 10 o'clock appointment on the other day. And then when I hit her up to say, oh, this is a reminder, did you forget you had an appointment? She was like, oh, girl, my bad, I forgot my nephew got killed. And I'm like, oh my God, I had the nerve to ask for a cancellation
But
fee.
something like that,
And
I guess
you get what I'm
understandable.
saying?
That's being more, passionate, sympathetic about the situation. Because when you do, when you experience a death or something happens, that's the last thing on your mind, an appointment you done made, and stuff like that. So that's understandable.
That's true.
I get that.
Right.
But my thing is, oh yeah, I forgot, or I just overslept, or do you think I just woke up and I could come 30 minutes later, or you know what I'm saying, or like that? Like, no, respect my schedule, like for real.
Yeah, and
you
that's
get
true.
notifications, you getting emails. I know you understand. You know you had an appointment.
I just need people to understand that barbers and stylists and anybody in the hair industry, period, we have bills too, and sometimes this is our only source of income. So if that was taken into consideration, I think people come into the shop and think it's this fun thing.
It's not.
We enjoy doing what we do. We have a passion for cutting and styling hair, but at the same token, our rent is due on the 1st, just like yours is.
I'm ready to
You
do
know,
whatever I paid.
You know, rent is due on the 1st, just like if I got car notes and we have bills
True
too.
black person.
Yeah.
Ready to do whenever I pay that sucker.
Well, you know what, but me and you, we two different
We
people.
cut from a different
We
cloth.
cut from two different
Pretty
cloths,
much.
and it's cool because I learned a lot from you on how to.
I just don't let the little thing. My thing is the difference between me and you. I understand we could have issues and stuff going on or whatever.
Right.
And stuff might not get paid on time, but I don't sweat it. I still, okay, it's gonna get paid. What you gonna do? Put me up? I mean, because you're gonna have a hell of a time putting that package.
I love the attitude.
Like, for
And
real,
me,
what you gonna do? You gonna put me out? Like, for real. Man, good luck in packing that apartment because it's a lot.
It's a lot.
You got 2 storage closets, a garage, and my apartment. Good luck with that. So by the time you get it together to come get ready to pack it up, I already got the money.
Okay, so it's time to pay.
I'm just
but
saying.
you know what? I like that attitude, and like you say, you came from a single parent family home
Yeah.
or a single parent home where mama, she had to rob Peter to pay Paul,
And
and
she
had
robbed
to do.
Peter, Victor, Julio, and everybody to pay Paul, baby. I started struggle. My thing is, I grew up in struggle, but I mean, she showed me a different type of life. I mean, I grew up in Arlington, then she moved into the hood. Why she do that? I don't know.
I mean, you turned
But,
out.
I mean, I turned out pretty decent.
You little
I'm
hood,
a
hood
but I'm a
chick.
little bougie. Don't get
Yeah.
me wrong. I would like that, but my thing is, I just didn't worry about the small stuff. Oh, okay, baby, well, I can't pay a light bill.
Did
They
you
might-
see your mother struggling?
I
like
did,
that?
girl. They might cut the lights out, baby. I bought them candles in there. If you come home and you flip that switch, you know what I'm saying? That's what them candles.
So
it's
she
only gonna
warned
be,
you.
It's gonna be 1 or 2 days. Okay, mama, I don't need we can run around here.
Okay.
Like for real. Like I mean, seriously.
I like that attitude.
I mean, I just
really do.
with the small stuff we didn't sweat.
Yeah.
I can't sweat the small stuff. Now she paid the rent. Don't get me wrong. Now it might not have been on the 1st or the 3rd. But
She
she paid
got
what
the
she
bills
could. But
paid.
she was a single parent, raising me. You know what I'm saying? Or like that, like
I mean, but that's cool. And it's cool how we can drift off into a different conversation with it all being tied together. I just think, all in all, I'm supposed to provide for my wife. And when my schedule is bumpy like that, I feel like I'm taken away from you. You're my family. You are the person that I really look forward to being there with, to do everything with. So if I can't provide, it bothers me. And when people when I take short losses like that, it just makes me feel like I can't be that provider that I need to be.
I
And I guess,
girl, and I be like, oh, you can't provide. Oh, they didn't pay you. Oh, okay, so I'm finna call T-Mobile and let them know I'm pay them in 2 weeks.
she
And I'm
gonna
still
get
my
that
nails-
bill
I'm still gonna get my
extension.
nails done because
You
that's
gonna
what I
get that,
ordered.
catch that bill
So-
extension. No, that's for real.
Like
That's
for real,
for-
I be telling Erica, I was like, oh, okay, we really don't. We plan on our extensions, but we don't. But baby, they give you a great.
No, but sometimes
like real talk.
everybody goes through this. I'm quite sure we are not the only people that sometimes you do put a couple of bills on back pay or something just so you can do something nice for yourself. You know what I'm saying? So with all that being said, just, people that run small businesses,
Period.
make sure, not even small businesses, even if you go to a job and you get a paycheck, you gotta just make sure during this pandemic, because Everything is extremely high right now.
Everything is high, and people, you know, the pandemic has.
We
changed.
gonna crush cancer, but
And
we gonna
we
crush
coming
the
to crush
bills
cancer. I'm
too.
gonna crush you.
All this money we got
But
for
I'm gonna let y'all
real.
know though, it's plans out there. Y'all better use these extensions and stuff. Now, don't take advantage of it. It's there for you if you need it. But my thing is, you have a grace period.
Right.
Like they not finna cut your lights off 3 days later. You know what I'm saying or whatever. Like you have a
You-
grace
it's
period.
communication.
It's communication.
You
Call
have to
and let them know what's
communicate
going on.
that.
And now that we are going through a pandemic, it's a whole lot of programs out there for you. People
It
just
is.
don't know about it, and you probably ain't never had to use it, so you don't know it's
That's
there.
true, and that's when
I
we're
know.
watching, when we're listening to K104 in the
Mhm.
mornings. It's always nonprofit organizations that get up on there, and there is help out there, you guys. Right
It
now,
is.
we Shantae are battling. I hate to put everybody on our business, but at the end of the day, I'm hoping that it's not happening like this for y'all out there. Our rent just went up by $500
Good.
in our apartments, and I'm not going to disclose. For those of you that have had conversations with us, y'all know how much it is. I'm not going
A
to say
lot.
that out loud.
It's an arm and a breast and a leg put together.
I'm gonna put it to you like this. The way that our rent looks right now is enough to afford a 6-bedroom house in Mansfield right
For
now.
real.
Literally.
Real talk.
I have a friend in Mansfield that has a 5-bedroom house, brand new, built from the ground up, and she only pays $2,300 a month. We're paying more than that in an apartment, and I'm not gonna say nothing else. So
Yes.
I have found out recently, even after looking at over 60 different apartment complexes,
Yeah.
we were unable to find a decent 2-bedroom apartment with a garage and 2 storage rooms like what we have now for less than $2,500 a month. So that
Yeah.
means we either have to get the hustle on a little harder, you're gonna have to work some overtime, find a second job, drive for Uber Eats, or you can
Drive
you
for
can
Uber.
definitely
I can't
Uber
drive
or
for them. I'm
Lyft.
too fat for that, baby.
Oh.
I need all they
Oh, you know.
Baby,
Shantae, you a
I
mess.
just keep it real. Keep it 100. I can't never drive for Uber Eats and pick up y'all food because I ain't gonna
Okay,
even bring
she
it.
gonna break the
I'm
seal
gonna
on
be
the
real-
bag,
I'm gonna be real
y'all.
honest. Like, what is this?
Stop
Like,
the
for
madness,
real.
Shantae. Stop the
Let me tell
madness.
y'all though, even when we look for apartments, I thought, oh, okay, so we paying this, we paying luxury bills. I can live downtown, baby. I ain't got that for you. Baby.
We
I pulled
we
up
trying to go back to the
I pulled at
hood.
that apartment. You sure right? I ain't made it there yet.
But
I'm almost there, but I ain't
That's
there yet.
goals, you
That's
guys.
real talk.
This apartment that we were
Girl.
eyeballing
Girl.
in downtown
Girl.
Dallas is probably $6,000 a month, you guys. It's beautiful.
It was absolutely
It was
beautiful.
beautiful.
But for $6,000 now.
Me and Shantae looked at each other like, well,
Mm-mm.
yes, we gonna
It
keep
ain't enough corners
saving.
down here for me to go. Not for no
Okay.
6,000.
It's- what you said, ain't
Enough corners,
corners?
baby. I'm gonna have to be on Harry Hines every weekend and overtime holidays, Thanksgiving.
Oh
I
my
got your Thanksgiving. Like, I can't.
You guys can go out there and show some legs,
Girl,
baby.
girl, I ain't girl.
Oh, that's funny. Anyway, you guys, we did kind of come in with a little mixture of conversation, but I'm glad that the energy is up. I like the energy. You guys, today's name and title of the show is Crush Cancer. We missed out in November. However, it is never too late or too early to know and learn about awareness about breast cancer and other infectious diseases that can destroy our bodies and put us deep down in the ground where we're not trying to be right now. So, on that note, before we start the show, I do want to ask, do you have any shout outs? Because you know we can't start the story without kicking a shout out
Let me
here and
see.
there.
Well,
Cam.
shout out to Jesus for waking me up. this morning.
Amen.
Giving me
Hallelujah.
this hole in the
Yes.
stomach that's about to-
Praise God. Okay.
Okay.
But she said, want to do it.
Who we gonna shout out? Let's see.
Cam had her birthday the other day.
Oh yeah, shout out to Cam. Oh yeah,
Cam
shout out to my
Cam
wife, my sister. wife.
in Minnesota. Happy birthday to you, sweetie.
Yes.
We hope that you enjoyed it. You are 37 years young, and we are happy that God bless you to see another year, honey. Yeah, so, who
Shout out
else?
to let me see, shout out to my sister wife coming up because her birthday is this coming up week on Thursday.
On Thursday.
And we're gonna be in
Shout
Vegas
out.
celebrating with her.
Yes, we are. We're
Yeah.
going to Vegas. My first time going. I can't wait. I'm excited.
She don't know I'm gonna be on the corner with that hat.
She is, because that's the only way we're going to eat with these shortages. With everybody calling and canceling their appointments. I can't
I
even
see
go on
me out there
vacation
just put
right
throw a
now.
little change in that little hat. You know, I'm trying to do something.
We're going to get up there and tap dance.
Baby,
right?
we're gonna do something.
We're going to show a little leg.
Yeah.
Okay.
We're gonna sing, we're gonna make TikToks.
We
We're
are
gonna do it
right in
all
the middle of the
in
street.
Vegas.
All right,
We
so
got
come through. So we will be celebrating with Shaniqua. So we're not gonna say happy birthday till your day, but this is a birthday shout out to you. Thank you so much, because she is one of our #1 fans.
Absolutely.
She
on
watches
now.
all our shows. She supports us on everything that we do, and I truly
She our
appreciate
real,
that.
our real friends. You gotta get some real friends.
Them real
We got them
friends.
real ride or die, like
them,
yeah.
them friends that's there for you through thick and thin. You can call them for whatever, and they're there She enlightens my day every day by
Aw.
sending me a nice text message, by saying good morning and have a good day, keep the smile on my face. So I appreciate good friends like
Let me
that.
see. Shout out to Kristen. She just had a birthday this past.
Kristen, your best friend.
Yes, her birthday was this past Wednesday.
We had a good time
And
at
her
her
daughter's
summer
birthday is
party.
today.
Yeah, happy
So,
birthday,
yeah.
Maya.
Happy birthday, Maya. So yes, it's
So you-
16.
So, and I do want to say this, you guys, in this time during this pandemic and the struggle of everything, prices going up and all that, y'all have to remember you got to have fun. So we went and threw you threw a surprise
Sleepover.
little sleepover, and you guys, there's nothing wrong with grown-ups getting up, putting on your pajamas, and y'all hook up, y'all can sip on some drinks and have some fun playing games. We did that last week, and it made her day because her mother just passed away,
Yes.
and it was
It was
her
due to cancer.
It was through breast cancer as
Mhm.
well. So she just lost her mother. If you will rest in peace to her mom also on this crush
Miss
cancer.
Margie King,
Yeah,
yes.
Miss Margie. So we want to say that any more.
Shout out to Todd and Lady for me whooping their butt at their house last night.
Oh, we're not.
Throughout the struggles, and I won all the games and stuff like that. You know, shout out to them Doyles.
And the
We beat
Doyle,
you-
one
we
of
beat
the
you-
Doyles
we
is
beat
here
you in
with
your
us
own house. I
today.
just want you to know that. So you know,
That's
that's
just.
rule.
You know what? We're not gonna say how we won the game last night.
I mean, we
but
might have to
did-
do a little cheating.
Yeah, we
don't
did some. We was passing
I mean,
cards under the table.
I mean, it was 3 women and 1 man, and guess who the slow one was? It wasn't us.
It wasn't. We was cheating like a mug. Anyway, we'll talk about that too. We'll be able to cover that. Anyway, those are our special shout outs. I do want to say this first and foremost. I'm kicking a shout out to Mr. Kenny and Miss Lady P at KMWI Media.
You can shout them out for.
I'm shouting them out for the simple fact, you guys, it's hard to build a business and keep it going,
Absolutely.
especially when you started it from the bottom, not knowing where it was going to take you. I speak with Mr. Kenny, the big CEO of the company, and he is a good guy.
He is really little.
He
Just let you know.
Can I finish my shout out without you being rude? Oh my God.
You made him seem like he is giant. He is really
He's
little.
okay. He's a little fella. Look, a little fella. No, but I do want to kick my shout out. He is engineering our show right now, Mr. Kenny. This is a special shout out to you. Thank you for hosting our show, and thank you for supporting everything that we're trying to do at this Black Empire. Because KMWI Media, when you walk in, you feel the energy of power and success, and that is exactly what we're doing here at KMWI. So I do want to kick a shout out to them. Thank you guys. Keep it going. We're gonna go to the top with y'all. That is my special shout out for the week.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
He's still a little man.
He's still.
I'm just saying. I love Kenny. Kenny, no.
We love him, but he's a
Kenny
little
say,
guy.
I don't love him, but I do love him. I don't got nothing against him. I love this man.
Okay, you had love to him.
I love him.
You had love to him.
him.
Y'all just acting like
He is
that's
my
all.
boo. Like, he knows it.
He knows it. He can come. He's the only man that can come lay his head on her breast without me saying anything. That's what we're gonna say. Because
No,
when
my daddy,
he's
my
so
mama.
short, he has to do
Yeah.
that to
Yeah.
her.
Told you.
So
Eric, you see,
he's
Eric
such a
did it.
little
I ain't
guy.
even say that.
Shantae's really tall, so he has to kind of lay his head
I
on the
told you
breast.
he did.
Yeah. You know.
I'm just disregarding.
Okay.
Come on.
You gotta make the show right.
Come on,
Okay,
man.
sorry. So we are getting deep off into the show, you guys. Now it is time for us to get just a little bit serious on this note for just a few minutes, you guys. Today's title of the show, once again, is called what?
Go Cowboys.
Oh, Shantae.
I'm sorry.
Kenny.
No.
She is over here watching the game, you guys. FYI, the game is playing right here in front of us. So if we lose Shantae for a second,
Sorry.
it's the last 2 minutes and 24 seconds.
And
of
we're
the game.
losing.
And of course, and Lenore, if you're watching, don't even call. We don't want to talk to you because you're a Chiefs fan and we don't like them. How about that? Next subject.
go Cowboys.
Anyway, okay. So we're about to crush cancer, you guys. Today's title of the show is Crush Cancer and Cancer. Crush.
Come on, get them syllables together.
Crush
Cancer.
cancer.
Good job.
Slow down.
Slow down, Erica.
Slow
Quit being
down.
nervous.
I'm not nervous. Chantel was nervous over here.
She got a whole horse in her throat.
She do. She talking about. Okay, so you guys listen up. Today we chose this title because it is important that we know awareness about breast cancer, cancer period, crazy diseases that we catch and don't even know it most of the time. I'm gonna speak on this first. I do want y'all to know we have 2 special guests on the show with us today. We're going to bring them out, and then I'm going to begin to speak and ask them a couple of questions about what they've gone through and how it has changed their lives. So we have Miss Alfreda Bates. Cause I
Good.
want
I told this girl her name is not Banks.
Alfreda Bates and Miss Chantella Doyle. We have here two wonderful ladies that will share their stories with us today. And I really, really hope that you guys enjoy what we're about to say and that you can learn something from it. Excuse me. Kenny, can you cut the TV?
No.
Okay, I need you to
Girl, I
focus.
got money on the line. You gotta
Okay.
understand what money
She
on
is
the-
running the football board during this breast cancer concert. I said
Baby,
concert,
shout
breast
out
cancer
to all the
concert.
people on the board.
Okay.
I mean,
Okay.
laughter is good. Y'all need to laugh. We're not
You
gonna
do.
shed no tears. We're gonna tell these stories. We're gonna spread awareness around here, and we're gonna keep this laughter going because laughter is good for the soul, and I'm here for it today.
I know that's right. Okay, so you guys, to begin the story, I don't know if I do want to kick a shout out to someone who also can relate to this story, and that's Ruby Scott. If you're listening or watching Ruby Scott, we do, I want you to know that we do be praying for you, and we hope, and we are glad to see that you have made it through your journey with this breast cancer thing, because it's hard, especially if you have to go through it by yourself.
I have another shout out I can kick out.
Oh my God.
Come on, it's
What?
important.
Okay.
I want to kick a shout out to your mom.
Thank.
She didn't even think about her own mom.
No, I speak about it.
Shantae, you put on blast like that.
Yeah.
Stay over there. I'll put this camera on the wall.
No, I was gonna actually bring it out. I was gonna say, you guys, that 21 years ago, this was hard for me because I was locked up in prison when I found out that my mother was diagnosed with breast cancer. You guys, it touched me in a great way because I thought I was gonna lose her to it, and I was not home. I was locked up behind bars. So when she came and told me, she could only tell me through plate glass. I could not touch her. I couldn't hug her. I couldn't even be there to go through it with her. So that was really, really hard. She did not have to lose her breast through the situation that she went. I think they caught it early enough for her to do. I know technology has changed. Back then, things were a little different. They could take different chemo pills and stuff where they didn't have to go through all the radiation and stuff. However, I saw her go through that. When I got out of prison is when I went home and I said, you know what, I'm going to go home and help her get through the rest of this. I just remember her telling me, go get me some papaya juice and I need beans and, you know, stuff that she needed to help herself, her body heal from what she was going through. It was really tough. And then it went away. They did, I think they did chemo the first time. It came back a second time. And then she fought it that time. And then they thought it came back a third time, but it was just calcium buildup. However, that was scary because I remember walking in the house, seeing my mama crying, and she was just rocking in a chair. And I was like, Mama, what's wrong? And she just tapped her breast, and I'm like, oh my God, did it come back? And she said, we won't know for a week. They went back to the doctor. They said there was good news. It was just calcium buildup, that they didn't have to remove the breast. They were going to give her medication to help get rid of the buildup, which was good on our behalf. It was hard for our family, hard seeing my mama go through that. Now, I do understand, Alfreda, first of all, I do want to thank you so much for coming to the show with us today. I know that you share a similar story like my mother, and I just want to know, first of all, how many years ago was it that you found out you had breast cancer?
Actually, it was 2004.
2004, so about 16, 17 years ago.
Yeah,
Okay.
years.
How did you find out?
Well, I was getting ready to go to, well, actually, I always molest myself.
Okay,
in the shower.
yeah, you gotta check. You gotta molestation.
I got this
Okay.
feeling when because I had just had a mammogram like that May,
Uh-huh.
and August popped up, and I just thought just started feeling.
Check.
So
Right,
I
checking.
checked and checked up. You start from your armpit,
Mhm.
and just felt around, and there go a little nodule right
Yeah.
up in my armpit. So I'm like, okay, I kind of blew it off because I had the same spot, same breast back in 1988.
Oh, back in the 80s.
Oh,
88.
Wow.
So then that's when I learned then that I shouldn't never let anything stay in my breast that long.
Right.
Because when they did do a biopsy, I waited 11 months. I was living
Before.
in Alaska at the time, and I let the doctor remove it.
Uh-huh.
And he told me, don't ever let anything stay in your body, no object in your body that long.
Right.
So that the light bulb went like, okay, I got to call my doctor. So I called my doctor,
Uh-huh.
scheduled for a mammogram.
Okay.
And then when they had the mammogram, so they went to do a biopsy.
Mhm.
Right.
and I'm scared of needles. And when you say biopsy, I'm like, okay, no, it's just a needle biopsy, just sticking there and
And taking
tissue.
stuff.
I was there and I'm like, okay, I gotta wait because my stomach turned all upside down. I'm getting sick. I'm like, I'll come back tomorrow. I have to mentally prepare myself for that.
Right.
It might be little to some people, but it's big.
Big to you.
So I waited, not the next day. I waited another day. But I waited, it was probably about a couple of days until I was laying in bed, 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning, watching the infomercial just popped on. And I was watching it, they was talking about breast cancer.
That was your light bulb.
Baby, God was talking to me through
The commercial.
And I just happened to wake up and roll over, and, cause we TV on, and she was talking about she had found a knot in her breast.
Oh,
Same
okay.
breast, same spot.
Yeah.
Found out hers was cancer, so I got that morning, called, said, okay, I'm ready.
Okay.
So I went in like the next day and did the biopsy. Sure enough, they called me, I was getting ready to go to work, and they were like, Miss Bates, can you
Broke
sit
down the
down?
news.
And you have cancer. I'm like, well, she said it was cancer. I'm like, I just hit the floor.
I can only imagine
Hit the
what
floor.
went through your head at that time, because I had a scare one time about 6 or 7 years ago, not to, cut you off,
Right.
but I went through the same thing, molested myself one day, and I was like, it just kept hurting. And breast cancer is very common in my family, my bloodline. My mom has lost a sister and a niece to breast cancer, so it runs in the family. It scared me. I was under the age of 40 at the time. Went to the doctor. They were like, okay, we're gonna set you up for a mammogram. Went for the mammogram. They found a lump, and I was like, oh snap.
Right.
I was going through this by myself. I was going through a little crazy divorce at the time, and I was going through this alone. Went through the doctor. They called me back 2 or 3 times. We need to redo it. We need to redo it just to make sure. They went in and they kept pressing and kept pressing. They said, no, it's just a swollen lymph node or something like that. And I try not to worry about it. So when you went through that, when you find out, the first thing, I'm not gonna lie to you, first thing I thought was, shoot, I'm finna die.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And
That
then
C
take
word,
you.
the C word, that cancer word, it's like death sentence.
It is like a death sentence. So
It
when
is.
you were told that, I hope that you were not going through that by yourself. That was not
Well,
an alone thing.
Well, I'm not really. I had just broke up with my boyfriend at the time. But I had my mom, my kids, and
Okay.
I had God, and I'm just very. I lean on Him a lot.
Okay.
And
That's what
that
was
it pulls me through. And then, as is you, it runs in my family.
Okay.
My grandmother passed from it, and my aunt
Okay.
passed from breast cancer.
Okay.
So, as I was standing in the mirror and I'm asking God why me, He was like, why not you?
Right.
And I'm in
You're
a
a
deep
strong
stare at
soldier,
the mirror.
right.
Yeah, I'm just staring out there, just staring. Like, I got cancer. I was 42.
Okay.
Active,
Wow.
playing softball, doing
Okay.
everything. Girl,
Okay.
in my
Play
life.
softball.
Oh, you did play softball too.
I got playing softball, and I had been through a divorce in 1996. 97, I got my divorce. And raising 3 kids.
Okay.
And they bought me a house.
Right.
And living life.
Right.
I thought.
And then, right.
I mean, but God have other plans sometimes. So
He do.
He do
We
that.
just have to humble
Curveball,
ourselves.
yeah, man.
And listen to
that
him.
curveball in my life. He had other plans for me. So, but I just got down. I was looking out the window. I was on my tub looking out the window, and I like in the alley, like just in the day.
In a day, it's like
And
you can't believe it.
And my mom called me. When I called my mom, told her, she like, "You're gonna be okay. You're gonna be okay."
Okay, to walk
And
you
she's
through
like,
that.
"Yeah, just give it to God." You
Right.
know? And I did. I gave it to Him, and just went and did what I had to do. Whatever doctor said to do, I surrendered.
So you had a triple threat cancer.
Triple negative.
Triple negative.
breast cancer.
So it was a mixture of some stuff.
Yes, it's like
3 different types.
3 different types. Because like I had to have my ovaries removed because
Your
my egg-
ovaries?
Ovarian
because
cancer,
yeah.
Really?
Because of the X released from the eggs.
From the
released,
X, okay.
The cancer thrives off that.
Okay.
It's releasing too much estrogen in my body, so it's like a receptor. And then I also have the other hormone.
I can't pronounce it. It starts with a P. I do.
What is
Progesterone?
Yeah,
I
think.
yes, that one is extreme progesterone and HER2. That's called triple negative.
Right.
And it's a very aggressive type of cancer.
Okay.
Very type. So when they hit me with 2 types of chemos. Sometimes
At the same time.
At one time.
Ugh.
At one time. So I was when I first went in, they took the lump out of me, they did the lump.
Uh-huh.
They took a chunk out. I ain't have, I was just in a, 30, I was a 32 probably B cook.
Uh-uh.
Oh, they taking everything.
Y'all taking everything else I got.
They
Okay.
took that little lump, I'm like, okay.
Okay.
But, you know, then they had to go in there and, cause the council's like, it, so it's like, they took that part, then the council like sprayed it here.
Uh-huh.
Had to
Took
go
that
and take that part.
Mhm.
Then the third time, like, well, we
We
gotta
gotta
take
take
it.
Oh.
She be my guest, take the other one too.
Okay, take both of
I
them.
wasn't tripping about it because I want to be here, because when they explained to me the type of cancer I had,
Yeah.
that type of cancer ain't nothing to play with.
It's nothing, so you
And he
can't.
told me they're going to have to hit me with the chemo real aggressive.
Wow.
And he told me you'll never work again. I told him the devil's a lie.
Okay, you tried it.
But
Don't
yeah,
do that.
He try, I mean, doctor can tell you things, you know, you just have to have faith and keep moving and going on in your life.
And you
thinking.
have to do your
And-
own
and I did.
research.
And I did. I researched it, but it was as if they was educating me, telling me
Right.
what's going on. So I read about it.
Uh-huh.
You know, read up on the type of counselors, like, oh, all these different type of chemo medicines. And back then, on the floor, they had.
It was
oh my
different,
God,
right?
Red Devil, it was all kinds of Taxotere, it was all kinds
Oh,
of
wow.
Right.
chemos that they had to hit you with.
Uh-huh.
And by me being athletic, and that was just God's grace that I was,
Yeah.
my body was
Active.
able to handle all of that.
Yeah.
Right.
Because some people don't get to make it.
Right. Because
the
it
type of
takes
cancer- yeah,
over.
'cause it just destroys your organs. It
Right.
destroys your body.
Right.
And I was muscular built, everything. Girl, after I got through, I had no muscle mass.
None.
Oh, wow.
No
They took
muscle
it all
mass.
out.
Oh my
I was
goodness.
blessed that the type of cancer I had, they had to give me steroids to keep me from
Okay.
losing so much weight.
Right.
Okay.
Because I was like just bedridden.
Really?
Couldn't walk.
And you said you were bedridden for a couple of years, right?
Yeah, after my chemo, I was bedridden like almost 2 years afterwards.
Oh my gosh, that's
Wow.
a
Because
long
It
time.
took me, I couldn't even breathe. I mean, it shrunk my thymus gland. It left 2 nodules on my lung, which I still have today.
Really?
Yeah, it messed up my kidney, and oh my God, I got a cyst on my liver.
Okay, so it's just, it kind of
Yeah,
just.
it just destroyed, because they said, well, I had claimed it that the nodules on my lungs are scar tissue from the chemo.
Oh, okay.
Because they left my port in
Yeah.
the 2 years after my chemo, they left my port in for 2 years.
Really?
Because they
be
said
safe,
they
yeah.
didn't want to do a biopsy, because the nodule was like a little pin stick
Right.
on my lungs.
Uh-huh.
So they said biopsy wouldn't do no good because it was too small.
Okay, so
So,
they took the
and I'm
port
just-
out after 2
mhm.
years.
Yeah, they took it out 2 years because it didn't grow.
Okay.
So that was a blessing.
Okay,
So,
that is.
yeah, it was a blessing. So it's just that when not only messed my lungs like this, the air getting through there, I couldn't breathe. I couldn't even walk. I couldn't walk here,
Really?
Shante. I could not walk.
Really?
I was out of there.
Wow.
So, I
Oh
mean,
my gosh,
so I was
that's a
outside.
lot.
Yeah,
That
it beats you
It's
up.
a lot, baby. It's a blessing. She
It's a
here. You
long
can catch
time.
her
She
twerking.
here and you
Hey,
can.
you can catch her twerking live.
At
On
the
that-
skate
on
rink,
that
honey.
skate
You catch her. Now Miss Frida be at that
Miss
skate
Frida
rink
be there
getting,
getting
honey. If
Hey.
you tell you she athletic, she got a nice little body,
Baby,
honey.
baby, she
So
thick.
she good.
Hey,
So
but that-
baby, God is
but-
good because
but
He
that-
let you keep your thickness,
Yes, ma'am,
honey.
but that have tell that skating is actually what saved my life.
That's
telling
good
you,
because that's a
yeah.
lot of cardio. That's a lot of
Yeah.
exercise.
Yeah.
It helps
Yeah.
strengthen your
Oh,
muscles.
it had to
That's
strengthen my
good.
lungs mainly because when I started skating, I wasn't skating,
Right.
and I was just determined because I was athletic.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah, you
I
got
can
Get
do
up on
it.
those
it.
skates, I got on those skates,
Determination.
baby. I was walking.
Okay.
I couldn't even skate.
Oh, you was
I
just
was
doing it,
walking.
but you were
I
trying.
was trying.
You were being motivated. She was
Baby,
mad,
was
honey. She was
trying.
trying to
Motivated
be
and
motivated,
dedicated.
Yeah.
dedicated, and determined to stay alive and to keep her life and be well and happy. And I think that's where we need to learn about the awareness part of it. I know I don't understand why women we have to have special approval to get our breasts checked out before you're 40 years old. I don't understand that. I had to have special referral and special approval before I turned 40. I think I
Yeah,
was
they
like
do.
38, 37, 38 when I went through this. At the end of the day, I just think that if you have a concern, discuss it with your doctor. Make sure that they know this is something that you want to get checked out and they can approve you
They
for
would
it.
definitely do
You know
it.
what I'm saying? If you're worried about something or if you're stressing or you feel something
It's not
in there,
right.
yeah,
Can I ask a question?
sure.
So what if your breast too big and you just want to get rid of them?
I mean, that's cosmetic.
That's cosmetic, Shantae. And
I
you're
told
interested, but you know,
I'm for real, but I don't have no back pain. They just get in my way.
Sometimes you don't want them to wear
Some.
tutus. Okay, you want
Take
some?
some.
We'll take
Do
some.
you want some? Okay, so look. Now we gon' I wanted y'all to hear this part and portion about her going through what she went through, finding out she had cancer, knowing that her family was there for her. She
Right.
knew that God had her back and was gonna get her through this. Being bedridden for 2 years. You tell me, you cannot tell me that Miss Frida did not have motivation, because some
absolutely.
people will be ready
wouldn't
to
have made
give
it.
up and give in, but at the age of 42, having to go through that
Yeah.
at that time, and all these years have passed, you can look back and say, you know what?
I did that.
God is good.
Yeah, you good, but
Because
it's-
you
yeah,
didn't
you
give
did
up, you didn't give up your faith.
No, I didn't, but I like to give up.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah,
sure
I
you
you
would
did.
lay
did.
there.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
It was
I lay
nice.
there.
Multiple times. You just gotta keep it. Yeah.
And that chemo, oh my God, that chemo had my body aching so bad. It also gave me permanent nerve damage. So
Ah,
I
okay.
had the nerves in my feet and hands and legs, body really just aches.
Okay.
Yeah.
And when I was taking that chemo, a certain kind, it's taxoterminate. When I take that day,
Uh-huh.
you couldn't even touch me.
You were hurting so
I
bad.
would walk on my tiptoes.
Oh my goodness.
It just hurt that bad. So I
Wow.
would lay in the bed, girl. I was in so much pain. And one time I just laid there. And I have a high tolerance of pain.
Uh-huh.
So I had to lay there and just listen to my body.
Right.
And I could just hear my body like frying. It's like I
Really?
was on fire. It was like,
Oh
my
my
body just, I was telling you,
goodness.
this
Oh,
is
wow.
crazy. Because it's like I had
Wow.
an out of body experience. I'm like, then that's what I'm like, God, just take me. I would go to sleep. I did not want to wake up.
But you kept
I
waking
woke
up,
when
baby.
when
When
I
your
woke up, I
time,
was
honey.
mad.
Okay, what you say? You woke up mad.
I
I
was
said,
just-
dang, God,
Yeah.
for real?
Yeah.
That's the thing though, but God wanted to use you though. That's why
Oh,
He
did it.
wanted to
He
use
wanted
you.
to use
You're
you.
a
And that's why
vessel.
you're on this platform to
Yeah,
just, you know what I'm
yes,
saying, to
exactly.
educate and let women know, like,
Yeah.
that's not the game. It's nothing
It's
to play with.
not.
It's just
Nothing to
things
play
And
you
he
with.
put us
chooses his
through.
strongest people.
He
He
does.
knew you can make it
Yeah.
through it. That's why you
That was
girl.
just a test of time.
Absolutely.
I tell you. And I'm here to testify.
It was a
I
test.
know.
It was a test
That
turned
is-
into a
it is-
testimony.
What you say was a test that turned into a
Yeah.
testimony.
Yeah.
That's for
Real.
Exactly it
real.
is to see how strong I was. And,
Yeah.
And you know, because I was always there for people, and I always still
Right.
try to be there for everybody.
Right.
And I guess he had to let me know you have to be there for yourself now.
Yeah.
Take
you-
care of yourself. Let me see how you gonna take care of yourself.
Yeah,
Because I'm
that's
let you
real.
see how many people gonna be there.
Oh,
when
let me
you
stop
turn around.
complaining. Let me limp out of here, man.
But you know what? That's something. I'm glad you just said that.
That's real.
Y'all, it be so
It be
many
the
people
small
that
stuff.
go through stuff. It's a lot of people that go through things. Just like Miss Chantella here. I know you're a little nervous, but I want you to get over it. You guys, I do want to introduce you
She
to
good.
Chantella. We call her Lady, Miss AKA. What you say? We gonna talk about that cheating session last night. But anyway, Chantella did not have cancer, but she has suffered from diabetes, right? For quite some time, and
Type
that is
1.
type 1 diabetes. You guys, and a lot of us do have it. I have diabetes. She have diabetes. Mr. Kenny has diabetes. It's a lot of people that have diabetes, and we don't even know. I'm thankful that when I was diagnosed with diabetes, that somebody was here to help me,
Oh, the guy
because
did.
I didn't know what it felt like for sugar to drop. I didn't know it ruined your kidneys. I didn't know you have to do certain things to make sure, and you have to watch your different foods that you eat because it runs your sugar up. All of this, I didn't know. I don't know if you knew with type 1 diabetes what you needed to do, but you guys, she have a testimony too. Her testimony is she went and suffered through kidney failure, and it was caused from diabetes, you guys. She is now a year in on Thanksgiving, a year in survival of a new kidney, you guys. And that is a blessing. She at times wanted to give up.
Big time.
I've seen a lot of your husband, who is not here with us. He's in another room, in the green room, back there watching football. But I want you guys to know that when you have a family member, a close friend, or somebody that is going through something like this, it doesn't just hurt the person that's going through it. It hurts the people that love them. Todd would come in every 2 weeks for a haircut. Sometimes he would be tired because Lady would be in the hospital, and he just didn't know how he was going to get by. I want to know how you were able to make it through that last year and a half that you went through, because it was a struggle.
Oh, yeah.
It was a struggle from kidney failure. So what was your experience with that? Were you able to just be like, oh Lord, I'm good, and just keep it pushing, or you had to deal with the pain,
I have to deal with all that.
all that and then some?
going through getting sick 1st.
Mhm.
I was sick for about a year and a half when I was really sick.
Uh-huh.
No one knew what was going on.
Uh-huh.
No one could tell me why I was sick with throwing up all the time and just weak,
Uh-huh.
all that.
Uh-huh.
They kept trying to tell me I had other issues.
Okay.
Which, the kidney disease come from uncontrolled diabetes.
Right.
Which of course I was.
Right.
Thinking would nothing ever happened to me,
Right.
but it did.
Uh-huh.
So anyways, I went through a year of that,
Mhm.
and then I ended up doing dialysis.
Okay.
Mhm.
So you were on dialysis.
I was for a year,
Okay. All right.
and that's when I was really most sick.
Right.
The doctor thought, oh, well, when you do dialysis, you'll feel better.
Right.
No, I was just even more sick. And
Right.
I still didn't know why.
Right.
So that just tells you that the doctors, you gotta investigate yourself.
Mhm.
You
Don't
you
just
know
believe
what you
everything they
right.
say.
That's
Yeah.
true.
But then I got a call on Thanksgiving for my transplant.
Oh, I remember that too,
Mhm.
girl. I remember that.
And I was wondering why the hospital was calling me on Thanksgiving.
Yeah, what y'all
I'm like,
calling me for?
So I answered, and that was it.
That
And then,
was.
once I had the transplant, I have not been sick since.
Girl, that is a
Yeah,
blessing
blessing,
because
yeah.
you got people that are going through this, you guys. I'm not gonna say I was there every waking moment, but I was very
We
in
saw,
touch with
yeah.
your dad. I mean,
Yeah.
with your husband, and he would tell me, man, lady, back in the
But
hospital.
it was eating him alive too.
It was eating
You
him
can see
alive
Todd Titus
because
is like he's a totally different person.
he's
now.
a totally different guy, and he's put on his little weight back just as you have.
Oh,
'Cause
God.
y'all, she had faded away.
Yeah.
She had gotten so
So little.
small that and Lord, rest in peace to my best friend. She suffered from the same thing.
Mhm.
She passed away back in June at the age of 45. She was suffering from the same thing. She went and came up for her transplant 3 months before she passed away. And she called me that day and she said, Erica, I got my transplant. And I was like, oh, girl, yes. And I know I had shared that story with you. We were so excited. And she got down there to the hospital. The doctor said, we can't do it because they found fluid on her lungs. And so she was sick with pneumonia. They
She
couldn't
didn't
do
know.
it. She called me, she said, Erica, I can't do this no more. She had been on dialysis for 5 years, waited for her
wow.
transplant for 5 years. They had to put her back on the list. So at this moment, after she found out for the next couple of months, she was just, Erica, I gotta get better, gotta get better, gotta get better. She walked into my shop, my old shop, about 6 days before she passed away. And I went to the car to help her get her son out the car, and she was breathing real
Couldn't breathe,
heavy,
yeah.
and she just,
But she
I
had
felt
pneumonia,
like
right?
she had pneumonia, so they had her on one of them little machines you carried, or
Oxygen.
oxygen tank. So I said, sis, you gonna be all right? She was like, girl, God got me, and she kept walking. So I was like, okay, she good. She came in there, closed the curtains, and she was like, girl, just hook me up, make me look good. When you look good, you feel good. I cut her hair, and 6 days later, they called and said that she had suffered from a heart attack, which was something else, because she had high blood pressure and she had diabetes, juvenile diabetes, since she was 8 years old. They didn't really start giving her medications till she was 21. So I saw her suffer through that. So when you came up for your transplant, I was so excited. I was so thankful.
Wait, you said she was 8 when she
She
didn't get medicine until she was 21?
when she was 21, she went into the doctor because she was having issues. They then told her that she had juvenile diabetes, and they traced it back to when she was 8 years old
Wow.
from records.
Wow.
And so she had lived her whole childhood knowing that not knowing that she had diabetes. She didn't find out till she was 21. By then, her kidneys are already damaged.
Oh.
You know what I'm saying? So from 21 up until about 40 years old, Shari went through the ups and downs of being in the hospital, always throwing up, can't get
It was
no.
probably, diabetic ketoacidosis.
It was. That's
Yeah,
exactly what it was.
I've been through
And
that.
I watched her
Right.
go through this. So when you came up for your transplant, lady, I think I teared up just as if you were my best friend, and you are a best friend of mine now. And I can appreciate that. But when Todd called and told me, I was like, oh my gosh. But y'all, God is good, because when she received her new kidney, baby, you bounced back about 3 days later, baby. Lady was ready to hit the road.
Ready to work.
She was ready to go to
Yeah.
work. You hadn't worked in a long time.
Yeah.
And you guys, when you're going through stuff like this, these companies don't be understanding
They
that
don't.
you gotta take off. I'm thankful that my mom was strong enough. She worked for the federal government. I'm so thankful that they understood what she was going through. But my mom went to work every day. She would get out from chemo and go straight to work, knowing her body was in pain, knowing she was in pain. You guys, that was really tough, because she would be like, Just go to the Whole Foods market, Erica. Let's stock up on papaya juice. I don't know what papaya juice does, but you guys, I guess of the awareness, papaya juice and beans is all that she craved. And I don't know what it is, but all this is all tied in together because you have developed kidney failure, kidney disease, chronic kidney disease from going through chemo. Y'all, that stuff ain't for, that is chemicals that I feel like ain't supposed to be in no body. The chemicals they use in the build machines and stuff, you know, I'm just saying, like, chemo's not good, but it kills cancer, apparently. But let me tell y'all something else, and this is awareness.
Freedom.
Okay.
Freedom.
Something my little happy fat tail don't do. I'm finna tell y'all something, look, hip y'all onto the something. They killed Dr. Sebi, right? Y'all know, everybody know who Dr. Sebi, Dr. Sebi, SEBI.
Right.
Okay, and I'm still mad because I ordered some
She
stuff
ordered
from
the
them,
pill,
they
we
never
never
sent me
got
my
it.
stuff.
I need my
Anyway, I do want to say this. I'm going to say this. I understand that a lot of people, and I wish that I could do this, become a vegan and get rid of all the sugar, because sugar is what causes cancer. So if we could stay away from sugar, I'm serious.
But guess what?
I'm so
But guess
serious.
what though, Erica?
What?
When you're taking certain forms of chemo,
It's
it
got
makes
sugar in it.
No, it makes you crave for sugar.
Oh, well, that's not good.
And I tell you, make you
That's
crave for
sad.
sugar. That is very sad.
Because sugar is what causes it.
Yes,
They
it
said,
does.
Dr.
It
Sebi
does.
said it. Yes, our bodies feed off of certain things.
Yeah.
Dr. Sebi, and that's why I feel like he's not living. That man probably would have lived to be 140 years old. But let me tell you something. Dr. Sebi had the cure for cancer, and it was to eat electric. It's simple. Eat electric fruits and vegetables, and do not obtain any sugar in your body, and you will be cancer-free from any type of cancer. Read about it. Go look it up. Do your research. But all of us, shoot, I'm the first one to say, now, look,
Hey, I'm not gonna lie.
that's hard to
That's
do.
like not eating anything.
I ain't gonna lie.
That's
I can't
why,
do
I'm just
Sugar,
saying,
my best
I'm
friend.
serious. This man will tell you what an electric vegetable is and what, right, an electric vegetable is vegetables that have a living seed. Avocado,
It
strawberries,
has a seed
grapes.
in it, yeah.
Yeah, anything that has a living seed in it is an electric vegetable. So, or fruit. We're really only supposed to be surviving off of electric vegetables and electric fruits. We're not supposed to eat meat. We ain't supposed to eat all this sugar and carbohydrates and all that. We're not. The natural body will live off of electric fruits and vegetables. I wish that as my knowledge is up here, that I could put this into play with my brain
can't, baby. Not
and
married to
make
me.
this work, because I love sweets. That's the first thing I run to. But that is just awareness of some things that we just don't know. So if you can become vegan and eat the stuff that we're supposed to, we're less likely to catch these types of diseases, because it's in the food we buy, it's in the food we eat, it's on the earth, it's in the air. So we have to do things to help keep us healthy. However, I know that almost destroyed your life. And I'm really, really happy to see that you're sitting here with us, because you were also a person that wanted to give up in the situation. And you guys, we can't give up. It's hard to keep this thought from saying, oh my gosh, I don't want to be here no more. You know, that's just the way it goes. And at the end of the day, I want to just ask you, how has it changed your life since when you were sick, you got your transplant, and now that you're back healthy? How has this changed your life?
It just made me see everything different.
It did.
So
I was
as far as
waiting for that.
people, all that,
Right.
it made me appreciate life more.
Period.
So like now I'm thinking I want to do everything.
Girl.
But honey, cause she
Like,
called us every
Everywhere.
week.
She ready to
She's
go.
like, come on, child.
Like let me know. 'Cause I'm
Okay.
ready to go.
I
Yeah.
'Cause I've been
appreciate
down
that.
where I couldn't go. I'm
Right.
like, no. If you're able to do it.
Right.
Life is short.
You
You
got
just
one
don't
life.
never know. That's right.
It
And
is.
then thinking like me doing dialysis, I'm 37.
I'm mad.
Uh-huh.
I'm mad.
What she say?
37, I think,
I
you know.
believe. So
Okay.
yeah, 37 doing that.
Yeah.
And then I just felt like I ruined my husband's life going through it. And
But he's stuck by your
I
side. What is
believe
a
it.
good man?
if you got somebody there, it helps.
It
That's right.
does.
It
It
Because I wanted to
helps.
hold on for him, but I still wanted to give up because I didn't want to be sick.
Right.
I was just sick too much.
Right. You just tired of going in and out the hospital. You don't want to do it, but I'd be thankful, you know, just to have a spouse or somebody here
That's
to
right.
share
That's right.
with us and to be there. Because when she's sick, I'm at that hospital. Shantae does suffer from diabetes at times. She be sick, y'all, and it's hard. It's hard for me. I'm like, oh my God,
It's hard
there's
for me too,
nothing.
because I be charging up the nurses.
Well,
Playing with me.
yeah,
Oh,
she
my
does, but
God.
and
She
she's
works.
strong. You're a strong individual,
Yeah.
but sometimes I can see it. Shantae gets tired
I
sometimes.
do.
She's like,
I
you
be
know
like,
what?
look.
One day she can get up, sugar's good, she's feeling fine. Next day she's sleepy and tired. Next day she's having all these pains in her legs, in her feet.
Right.
One day she's up,
Yeah.
she's happy and she's good. Next day I get worried about her because Shantae is a foodie. She likes to eat and she's like, babe, I'm not hungry. I just want a pot pie. Pot pie? Girl, I need you to eat. You don't want Wingstop? Look, you don't want Wingstop?
Don't put
You
my
know,
business in the street like that. I don't appreciate
No,
you.
but I'm just saying, people don't know, since Shantae, a lot of people do know this about my wife, that she's a fighter. She
Oh,
gets
yeah.
through it, and she works on herself daily with, making sure she checks her sugars in the morning and she's taking the proper medication and she knows what works for her and what doesn't. But it's still hard for the person sitting here like, oh my gosh, are you ever gonna have a day where you just wake up and you feel fine? Do we, any of us have?
I mean, but like Erica, sometimes I feel sorry for her too, because she feel like she can't be sick because I'm so sick.
Yeah,
So
that's
she
true.
feels like, so she hides
That's
her
true.
pain and her
Yeah,
struggles
yeah.
and what she going through because she don't want to put that worry and burden on me.
That's
Right.
true.
Or whatever like that, and that's not fair to her.
Right.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But I show her, I appreciate my wife 100%, hands down.
Right.
You know, I don't know what other person buy you a gift on their birthday. I just don't.
I mean, you share the love. I mean,
you know what I'm saying? I'm for real.
you share
But
the
I want people to
love.
understand. I appreciate her. I need her to understand. It's the little things that you do. It's the waking up, and I mean, she caters to me. Y'all, I'm spoiled, like real talk, spoiled. Like
That's
don't
what
fix-
I seen my
I
mama
don't
do
fix
for
no
my dad.
plates. I don't do none of that. Like I don't grocery store. She be like, sit in the car. Hey, this virus out here. You don't need to catch it. And the funny part is, I was the one that caught it.
She did. That's the funny part.
Now remind you, I'm the one sitting at
I'm
home every
always
day, working
protecting
from home.
her.
She come home wiping down everything. She the one seeing people every day out in these stores. And guess who caught it? Me.
She did. Trying to gamble at Winstar.
Trying to hit the mini.
See, but she was in the house,
But I
and
was.
she had it. But we
I
went
knew
down
exactly
to
where I
Winstar.
caught it from.
We went to
I knew
Winstar,
it.
trying to get her out of the house because I kept her in the house so much, and
I knew it.
she ended up with it. But y'all just don't understand.
And that was a struggle.
It was.
Baby.
That was hard.
Staying in the house.
It was. I mean,
Sleeping
no,
in the
it was
same bed
struggle
with
just
somebody
like,
that got COVID, and I never caught
she
it.
never caught it. We slept
In the
opposite.
same
I was at the head,
house.
she was at the foot. She was like, "You're not sleeping in this bed by yourself. We're gonna still maintain normal, normal stuff or whatever." But
Give me a
she
drink of
never-
that water, cause if you die, we're gonna die together.
Like for real, she
That's
never
what
caught
that
it. My
is.
cousin,
She- we
my
gonna
cousin in
go
the
together.
household, she never caught it. But I'm like, that is crazy. Like,
That is crazy.
but I was the one that caught it. I was a fighter, and then clearly it had to turn into pneumonia.
It turned into double lung pneumonia.
Like I had
Cause
double.
she
Yeah, I
finished-
was clearly in the
she-
hospital at the beginning of September for pneumonia that I didn't know I had, but I couldn't breathe. I kept telling my doctor. I
And
couldn't
y'all
breathe.
know what? I'm gonna stop you right here before we go. She went to the doctor literally
I went
like
multiple
4 times. They never caught it. She was going complaining about coughing at night, not being able to lay down because she was coughing too much.
Telling you.
They giving her asthma pumps and all this extra crap.
Couldn't breathe.
They missed it. So when we went to urgent care finally,
She
this
kind
nurse
of
was
no,
like,
no, urgent care kind of almost caught it, but she let me go home.
she still let her
She still let
leave.
me
She
know.
was
She
like,
I really feel like I should send you to the ER. I just don't feel comfortable, but I know you want to go home. But if she would have went with her first mind and her doctor in her first mind,
She would've been
sent me over
okay.
there, and I would have caught it. Probably wouldn't have turned into double lung pneumonia.
Then when she got to the hospital and that they diagnosed her with double lung, the doctors were not convinced that she didn't have
When I
COVID.
tell you,
Oh, you have COVID.
They gonna
You
make,
have
they was gonna
COVID.
make
You
me
have COVID.
that
Yeah,
day.
they'll make you.
They
They
tested her
wanna
5
go.
different
When I
times.
say
You have
test me again
COVID.
for COVID and to come back negative, see what happens.
So, with all this being said, you guys, you've heard a little mix of Miss Frida's story with breast cancer, Chantella's story with kidney failure, and they all go tied in one. I'm going to say this. Do your research. And everything don't gotta be pulled up on Google, because Google be lying too.
Google is man-made. y'all.
But do your research. If you have to go to the library and look at books, if you have nurses as friends or doctors as friends, get with them and see what y'all can come up with. Don't always be quick to believe the first thing that the first doctor tell you, because you need second and third opinions
True.
on everything. You guys, a lot of these people that you go see at these doctors' office are not doctors, they're nurse practitioners. That does not still mean that they know everything.
Shout out to Aaron.
Shout out to Aaron, because he is our nurse
He
practitioner.
listen to
He
us.
takes
Let me
good
tell
care
you,
of us.
he's a nurse practitioner and listen to us.
Right.
He don't tell us, we tell him.
But the thing is, that's how it's
Period.
supposed to go.
And that
We
is
really
what they
do. We
utilize.
tell him. He said,
He
so
wants
you
to
feel-
know
he
exactly
wanna know
how
exactly how you
feeling.
feel. Like we tell him.
Yeah, you tell him and he'll be like, well, you know what,
Let's
that
try
sounds
this.
like
It sounds like
this.
this. Let's try this and see if this works. And if it don't, give me a call and we can change some things up.
Right,
Like
right,
I literally feel he's the first doctor I've ever had that I have a voice. And
right.
he listens to everything I
Because
gotta
most
say.
doctors, some
Those
not-
are the ones
they
that's
be-
gonna care. They are the ones
He
that's
the
gonna care
one.
about
He
your
don't
Yeah.
worry. Let me tell you. And he's the first doctor I ever been to that doesn't make me feel like I know I'm obese. You ain't got to tell me that. I like to eat.
He don't
But
run
he-
it in the ground.
But
with
he
you.
don't run in the ground. He don't talk about my weight. He don't down me. He don't do none of that.
Oh,
The first
yeah.
thing they tell you when you go see another doctor, any other doctor I've seen, well, maybe you need to. The first thing you need to do is start
Which
losing
is true.
weight.
Which is
I
true, but
know
you don't
this,
have to
though.
make
I
me
know
feel
you don't
bad
have to tell
about
me.
it.
He don't do that.
But even small people get sick and have
That's
problems.
true.
It's not just
That's
weight.
so
Yeah,
true.
you're right.
That's-
So it's
look
not
at
so-
us. Look at
Right.
us.
Right.
So you have to be careful. So
That's
with
right.
all of this being said, you guys, do your research. Don't be ashamed to tell someone, because you know what? One thing that I notice with people is, especially with men, we scared to go to the doctor for stuff. You know what I'm saying? My dad, he's the one person that I can say, he runs to, because my father had prostate cancer, but they caught it, because as soon as he was feeling bad, he went to the doctor. And he told me, we were driving in the car one day, I was in Barber College, he was like, Erica, don't cry, because I know you're going to cry. He said, they told me I got prostate cancer. I said, oh, Lord, Daddy, pull the car over. No, Jesus, Lord, not Mama, then Daddy, Lord, no. But at the end of the day, he was like, Erica, I'm okay. They're going to give me a reversal surgery in 2 weeks at Baylor. I'll be fine. He came out of it. He's good. He's still living. That old dude, he's 75 years old. Happy birthday to you too, Daddy. Your birthday was last month, but happy birthday. But he's a strong man. That is my hero. He taught me a lot. And if there is one God-fearing man, I tell you, he said, baby, ain't nothing but the Lord got him through it. You know what I'm saying? Ain't nothing but the Lord got you through it. So you have to be a firm believer. You have to keep your faith. You have to know that you only live once. And you have to enjoy life to its fullest. You have to stay motivated. You have to stay dedicated and dedicated to everything that you want in life. You have to stay dedicated to self. So if you're not feeling well, if you're not doing good, thank you for sending me to the hospital for this freaking
We're not gonna talk about the
spider
spider
bite.
bite. That's
Oh
gonna be on the
my,
next
oh
episode.
my God, I got bit by a spider. It's taking forever to heal.
mean, it's
But she
happened.
had to force me to go to the
A
doctor
month
too.
later.
Yeah. She had to force me to go, and it's still really painful.
It is still
It's
painful. She's still going
It's
through
still trying to heal, but at the end of the day, I was one of the people waiting
it. I'm
too
not going
late.
to it. It's just a fact.
Yeah, I waited too late, and it turned into something
But I have to
crazy.
tell Erica she's a diabetic. You can't look at stuff like that.
But I'm
Anything
glad
that
she
happens-
can tell me
like,
that. I didn't know.
Yeah, like
That's
anything,
good.
like a little bitty scratch can be a major,
Amazing.
major
Yeah,
for a
that's right.
diabetic. Like,
Yeah.
seriously.
And it takes a little bit longer, but Kenny, of course, he digs
Oh, yeah,
in
he
my
stays-
tail
yeah. Oh, yeah.
every day. Let me see your scar. Is it healing? Is it blah,
You
blah,
check your
blah.
sugar. What you
Yeah,
eat today?
what
Don't
you
be
eat
drinking
today.
that soda.
Right.
A little bit of soda.
What? Yeah.
But anyway, so in a whole, you guys, we are going to continue to educate ourselves. We are going to crush cancer. There are cures out there for it, but I'm going to tell you two things. They want money. They want money because that shit costs. And another thing is, if they diagnose you and give you a cure, then they're not going to make any money because you're not there to purchase the medication. So we do have to keep in mind there are a lot of natural, earthy things that we can do to keep ourselves healthy.
That's true.
Starting with turmeric. If you do not know about turmeric, go look it up. Take you some turmeric on a daily basis. Get yourself on some daily regimens, on some natural, organic vegetables and vitamins.
And start puffing up.
The Vita Vita Vegemin.
This is not listening.
Anyway, you
Girl.
guys, y'all, this to me was a good show.
Absolutely.
It lets people in on how we are living our lives. Quit complaining because it's folks that have been out there and didn't know that they was gonna make it because of some certain illness or disease. So they have been delivered from the evil. Y'all keep the positive good energy. I'm glad that you guys are here with us. Speaking on this subject, Miss Frida and Santana. Shantae is going to tell you guys how y'all can find us on social media.
Alright, you can catch them on the pole live. With their twerking session. That's God. They have been delivered. I'm trying to show you what they got now. Okay?
Oh, that's funny.
Alright, guys. Y'all can catch us here every Sunday at 6 p.m. You can follow us on our platform on Instagram as well as YouTube with the Engage Podcast. On Facebook with the Erica, ERIKA, and Sunshine Engage. Next week we're actually out. We're going to be in Vegas on the home. Get that money to pay for the food.
No way.
Or whatever, but we're definitely going to come back after that.
We have a special guest coming December 5th. We have another podcast. Two fellas that are Shenanigans Rising will be on our show, you guys. They go live on Facebook every Wednesday night. I watch them. They teach them the guys. They be talking about relationships. They be asking good questions, and they are very engaged with their audience. So we're gonna bring them on our show, Shenanigans Rising, and we will introduce y'all to the first guy, T. Lamont. We're gonna call him JT. But anyway, we can't wait to have you guys on the show on December 5th, y'all. Most of all, right now, once you guys can have a wonderful week. It is Thanksgiving on Thursday. So you guys enjoy your Thanksgiving. Eat lots of food, but don't eat too much when you put on Thanksgiving.
Don't put all them plates on Facebook because I don't want to see
Ooh, them nasty plates. Anyway, we finna get up out of here. Y'all enjoy y'all Thanksgiving.
all that food put together. Y'all know.
Okay.
And don't be coming over people's house and cuss words.
Okay.
Bye-bye.
We are out most definitely. We thank y'all so much for tuning in to today's podcast. We out, y'all enjoy your week.
Satisfaction, Mick Jagger. Hate I flow through the crowd, but you should blame it on that sticky and my speech be kinda slurred. You should blame it on that green or them 2 glasses ain't any. They've been sending over many. I don't know what's on the table, but I do know that it's plenty. We gon' party like we meant that. Another round they sit, that enjoy the night and sit back tomorrow night. Relapse, the spot is where I be at when I let go, when I need that atmosphere that is so relaxed. Caucasian faded, I'll be there.